Hi, did a Who Cares, and here's my review of the House of the Dragons. And basically, before I go into this, I'll tell you what it is. Basically, this sets 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, and that's what I want to tell you because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Just in case you haven't seen it, this will be spoiler free. So, what I thought of this show, I thought it was very good. Now, with the disaster of the last two seasons of Game of Thrones, people was worried about this. To me personally, I didn't mind the last two seasons. Yet there's problems. There is big problems with the last two seasons, which I probably will want to do a video in the future about that because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan on the show, and I love the show. And then this got announced. I was looking forward to it because I want to go back to the world of Game of Thrones. And yes, it's good to be back in this world, and this series was a very good series. It is. And what I love about it is it's a maybe like early Game of Thrones. Now, is it good Game of Thrones? No, I won't say that, but it's still got that good character element. Why, for example, it's like Rhaenyra, for example, sees a character that you will probably hate at first because what she done, but the thing is, the way you build it up to it, you don't hate it, you feel sorry for her. And yeah, I know people will say, but she fancied her uncle, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know, but again, it's one of those things of Game of Thrones. It's the fucking world, you know what I mean? And plus, it's in the family history too. The family, there's a lot of them that do, incest basically, you know what I mean? So it's nothing that weird version. Yeah, it's weird in modern day times, but you know what I mean. But you do feel actually sorry for her at some point, but at the same time, her path is still a dark path. Then you got Demon, I think his name is, the Matt Smith character. Where they announced Matt Smith, I would have been up and down because he's a good actor. And then I see his design, I'm like, But once you see in the first couple of minutes, he is an amazing character. And not just that, Matt Smith performed that part so fucking well. And then you got Addison, which, God, she's a bitch. I'm sorry. But at the same time, she's not a bitch. It's one of those ones. Now, at first, she was very forced into marrying, his best his best friend, Dad, which I will talk about him later on, because he is a good character too. And basically, those two been on each other's necks since then. But at the same time, to make some incredible moves, bitchy moves too, is like, oh, you know what I mean? And, of course, I gotta mention the dad, which is Viserys. And basically, he is just nice. He's nice. He is genuinely nice. And basically, he tried to do everything to be peaceful, basically, following the rules, or that, to the point that he got questioned about, making his daughter the heir to the crown, basically. And that was controversial. And basically, his pathway is so brutal, so awful, and it's sad. And especially, the way he, eventually dies. Yeah, I know it's just spoiler, but technically, I think most people know he's going to die. You know what I mean? Technically, if especially on episode 1, you know what the story's going to be. And lastly, you got Sir Cotton Cole. Oh my God, he is just a prick. He is sort of simp. If you watch this show, he is the biggest simp in the show. I fucking can't stand him. I hope you get a brutal death. You know what I mean? But again, there's more characters, but I'd be there for hours talking about it. But I'll make this video short and simple. And that's one of the bright spots of this show, that the characters are so good. The development is so good too on these characters. And the CG is very good too, and the way it's shot was good. So there's nothing much I can swag off for. But there's one thing I can swag off for, which is on around episode 6. Did a time jump out of nowhere, and again, I get the time jump because I've done a tiny bit of research on the story, yet it makes sense to do time jumps in this because you'd be dragging the story too long. I get that. But the problem is that you watched episode 1, its story tells you, oh, this is 200 years before the Man King, firstly. So you know what the time period is. After episode 5 finishes and then go straight to episode 6, in the first couple of seconds, you're confused in what's going on. Looking up the card that does said, oh, it's been 10 years since blah blah blah, you know what I mean? But he never got that line, you won't know, and I think it was done a bit poorly with the time jump out of nowhere. That's my only iffy problems with it again. And I hear some fans were peed up with the last episode because they made some changes from the book. Again, I can't say because like I said before, I only study a tiny bit of the story. As I've done, my bit of research on it. Again, I haven't done a full research on it, so technically I can't argue with these fans. I'm not going to argue with these fans. Again, that's their opinion too anyway, and two, as I said, even if I want to argue with these fans, which I don't want to, I don't feel like I can because I haven't done a full research on, I think it's called Ice and Fire, that's the story I think it's called. Sorry, Fire and Blood, sorry. It's called Fire and Blood, it's called. And, again, I can't jump in and say, oh, that person's wrong because it probably is. Again, I haven't read it. So, let's get to my final thoughts. My final thoughts on House of the Dragon is it's a very good prequel, good character development, good CG, and you care about the characters, even though both of them are bad in their own ways, but you still care about the characters too. So, if I go rank this show, it's a 9 out of 10, it's a must watch, and especially if you're a Game of Thrones fan who was, upset with the last 2 seasons, and worry about the future with this show. I think it got a bright future going ahead with the whole world of Game of Thrones. I think House of the Dragon, which now been confirmed for season 2, which I can't wait for. What I said before, I've done a tiny bit of research. What I heard, what coming up, House of the Dragon gonna be a very special show. It's gonna be unbelievable if they do it right. Again, it might fuck it up in season 2. Who fucking knows? But if they do it right, this could be a special show at all. As I said, this is only a tip of the iceberg. It's going to get more darker, more edgier. So my question today is, what are you thought of this Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon? What are you thought of it? And are you looking forward to other projects they announced too? Because they announced multiple Game of Thrones projects. Or do you think they need to stop the project and just leave it as it is? I'd like to hear your opinions, as everyone's got opinions. And also, if you like the review, please leave a like, and you want to see more in the future, please subscribe to my channel. This has been A Boy Who Cares. See you on the next one.